Welcome everyone to a very new and very special YouTube channel that we're doing. I'm trying to reach out to fellow life coaches as well as other people that may be considering life coaching or want to find a life coach. And what we're doing here is we're interviewing current life coaches, and we're going to talk about their niche, the things that they're doing, some of the lessons learned throughout the life coaching experience, as well as what type of life coaching they're doing and how they're impacting people. So our first guest on our first episode is Sarit from South Africa. Sarit, please introduce yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarit. I'm a BodyTalk practitioner from South Africa. And thanks so much, Dave, for organizing this. It's such a wonderful opportunity, to reach others and talk about what we do as coaches. So thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. I'm excited to have you on. So in Greece, we say Maya. Maya is like when something's new, like right, you got a new shirt or you just got a haircut, which I just got. We say Maya. So Maya, because you're my first guest and this is new to both of us. So welcome. Sarit, I want to ask you, how long have you been life coaching?
So great new haircut, by the way. And I've been a life coach, BodyTalk practitioner for 3 years now.
3 years. So
yeah.
Tell us a little bit about BodyTalk practitioning.
So BodyTalk practitioning is quite different to the normal run-of-the-mill stuff in terms of that it adds in a whole new dynamic of the energy system. And what that really means in a nutshell is in BodyTalk we kind of ask, well, why, instead of how. And what that means is we could all have physical pains or things that are bothering us. For example, if you have acid reflux, you could go to the doctor and say, well, how do I get rid of it? And he gives you medicine, you take your medication, and the acid reflux goes away. It might recur, whatever. You've solved it with your medication. With BodyTalk, we will ask more, well, why? Why is my acid reflux there in the first place? Like, what's going on? And that way, the magic happens in terms of BodyTalk, because your body's talking to you, it's trying to tell you something. And if you listen in and pay attention and ask why instead of how to get rid of it, you get like a really great answers and great insights into what's going on in your life, what's impacting you, why it's impacting you, and just a deeper understanding. And once you bring that to your awareness, you become conscious of all those reasons, the underlying cause of your acid reflux. The acid reflux goes away. So you're really getting to the core of issues, to the core of who you are. And that's why I love BodyTalk so much.
So I know a little bit through you about BodyTalk, but I want you to explain the difference when you say why. The answer can be twofold. The answer to why could be because I ate a burger and it was greasy. But that's not the why that you're really talking about. You're talking about a little different why, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Okay. So, yeah, and it can be, the why can be something you've never thought of or random. It could be, yes, I had a greasy burger and now I have acid reflux. Or it could be that your mother-in-law is really getting on your nerves and really interfering and really causing you like mass anxiety. And you've kind of buried that somewhere and you don't really acknowledge all those feelings and all those nerves because it's like, well, what am I going to do with my annoying mother-in-law? But just by acknowledging that and putting the two together, oh, wait, I have acid reflux because my mother-in-law is really like offending me and really getting too involved, or, she might have said something really offensive. And by bringing that to awareness and being conscious of what's kind of going on within your body mind, that's when, you get to the core of the issue and brings up work for you to do, because now that you've come to the realization, oh, wait, my mother-in-law is really irritating me, there's work for you to do there. It's like, well, why is she irritating you? What's going on? Why is she triggering you in this, this way? And you start gaining insights about yourself and what's going on, within your environment, within your, reality. And that's doing work to change, maybe like, she shouldn't get to me this much. I might need to, put out my defenses or my boundaries and be able to say no, and be comfortable with saying no. It can open up so many dynamics and areas for you to work on.
Yeah, I agree. I get you 100%.
Those we're integrating the body so much into who we are, it's like there's not a disconnect there. Could be your backache is a symptom, or your acid reflux is a symptom, or your sore throat, core that symptom. So
Yeah.
again, bringing up how to fix it. You're going to fix it. You're only going to fix it on the surface level. It's going to be that you're going to be solving at the level of the tip of the iceberg, but to really get into it, you have to go deeper. And I always say your body's not just a handbag you carry around. It's very much part of who you are and integrated into who you are. And your emotions impact it, and your experiences impact it on a physical level and an emotional level. You can't separate the two, and that's just what the modality of BodyTalk focuses on.
That's pretty cool. I agree 100%, 100%. So about 3 years you've been doing BodyTalk. Were you a life coach in any sort of way, mentor or anything before you started doing BodyTalk?
So yeah, my background was psychology, and I studied to become a psychometrist, and that's we mostly know psychometric assessments from like career assessments, or when you're going for a job, interview, they might make you do personality assessments or aptitude tests. So that was my field. But the back of my mind, I always was interested in medicine as well and how the body works. It was so fascinating. And that's when I found BodyTalk, which really takes and combines the two of my interests in such a wonderful way that really has an impact on, helping others. And that's just what I want to do. I just want to reach out and have this information to share and this knowledge. And, if it can help anyone, I'd really want to share it and let people know about BodyTalk.
That's I think it's really important for people that want to become life coaches or mentors or anyone in the field of helping other people to have a genuine desire, genuine heart to help these people in any way, shape, or form. Something when I started thinking about developing this series is the fact that there's so many different types of coaches, there's so many different niches, so many different motivational speakers, and we don't vibe on the same frequency as every person, all 7 billion people, 7+ billion people in this universe, right, in this world. We don't vibe on the same frequency with every single person. It would be absolutely ludicrous to believe that you're going to connect with everyone on the planet. And I thought, there's coaches out there that can help people that I don't necessarily connect with, but they can form a great, genuine, beautiful connection with them. And I would love to facilitate that. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is facilitate the connection between different types of coaches and people that may be able to use this type of coaching. And BodyTalk is a very different type of coaching, and it's something that could benefit somebody, right?
Yeah, 100%, and that's so true. What you say, you don't connect with everyone, or someone needs something different. And this even comes up in the modality of BodyTalk. We have our chart that we go through and we assess what the person needs. And in some cases, it's happened to me that I actually couldn't do a BodyTalk session. There's a place on the chart that says other modalities, and this person actually needed someone else. And what's great about that is I can look into, I'll have a list of references with me and see who it is. Is it a doctor? Is it a psychologist, a psychiatrist? Is it a different life coach? Or it could even be another BodyTalk practitioner. They have some knowledge, some information that I don't have that this person needs. And I can refer them directly to this person, which is so, so great. You do need a whole network for sure. And if the motivation is to really help a person, if I had to narrow down what that help means, for me, it's just bringing out someone's potential, what they are, and bring it out, and it's at the core of them. Everyone has something, and people are driven to do something and achieve something. And sometimes there's blocks in the way or something going on for them. And if someone else is going to help them, then great, I'm going to refer on. And that's so important to just have that mindset and, share our knowledge with other coaches as well.
Yeah. Well, you're coming from a place of true passion and not just the pocket passion. We're not doing this stuff for free. We all appreciate money, but we appreciate people in life more. And I think that's the correct balance, at least for me in my world. I think that people should have that type of balance, not the balance in the opposite direction where they appreciate the money more than they appreciate what they're doing. And this goes for anything, becoming a doctor, becoming a trash, garbage man, whatever you're doing, you should want to do it. Of course, you shouldn't want to do it for free, but you should do it from your heart. And that's why I asked you specifically to come on the show, because I could tell from our interactions in the beginning that you're coming from a place that you're doing this from the heart. And that's important. That's really important.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me ask you, what makes you a good life coach?
What makes me a good life coach? I think, like just to mention again what you were mentioning previously about, we have to be focused on wanting to help other people. We're not just in it, for money, which is a benefit as well. But, a very important thing in BodyTalk is where your intention goes, energy flows. So if someone's sitting in front of me and my intention, is there, and my awareness is there to help them and help them balance and find out what's going on in their body, that's where the energy is going to flow, and that's where the whole session is going to go in that direction. It's going to flow in a way that you are getting the information you need in order to really help the person that's sitting in front of you. I think also what makes me a good life coach is just doing the work myself as well, and not coming across as this person that is perfect and has it all together. And if I'm working with someone with anxiety, it doesn't mean that I'm have it all together. I'm never going to suffer from anxiety. I never have. It's just having that awareness, I guess. And what's so true as well is I learn so much from the clients that I see as well. Like with where they're growing, it might be areas where I'm growing when I'm working as well. And I also found the importance of self-care. I can't give to my clients if I'm not taking care of myself. So it's like
Absolutely.
I do my own body talk sessions and I do my own work and I take the time that I need for myself so that I'm whole. It's like the saying, you can't pour from an empty jug. I have to keep filling myself and growing and continuing, like doing continuous learning. So there's always more to learn. There's always more to add. And the great thing about this modality called BodyTalk, the more you learn and the more information you have in the head, the more my head, the more I can do, and the more I can,
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I agree 100%. Not to shift this about me, but when I only started life coaching about a year ago, but I've been a motivational speaker, a mentor, had mentoring programs for at-risk youth for about 2 decades. But when I decided I wanted to be a life coach, I said, well, how could I be the best life coach in the world? Like, how can I just be the best? And for me, it was, go get a degree in psychology. That seemed very synonymous to life coaching. And I found a university that had a degree in psychology with an emphasis in life coaching. And I said, well, this is, this is fate. Like, this is perfect, because this is what I want to do. And I think it's really important, extremely important for people, whatever you're doing, to continue to grow. When we start thinking we know everything, no matter what you're doing, right? If you start thinking that you know everything, then you automatically put these blinders on to things that could be new. Like maybe you know everything, but something new happens, and you go, well, I didn't know that. But if you're blinded, right, you'll never see it. Let's shift gears a little bit. Now I want to talk to other life coaches out there, directed to life coaches or potential life coaches. I want to know about 3 years ago, you decided, hey, I want to start life coaching. What were some of the challenges that you faced when you started life coaching? And maybe you're still facing them, and kind of talk about those as well.
3 years ago, I really faced quite huge challenges. Just in terms of like that question, well, who am I to be doing this? You know, like, what advice do I have to give to other people? How am I going to help? Like, what do I know? Like, how dare I intrude in someone else's life and like help them or give them advice? I'm like, it's just me. I think that was the challenge. And I remember even like with my first few sessions that I was doing as a BodyTalk practitioner, you know, you have a certain amount of hours that you have to do. And I got my friends and family to come be guinea pigs and sit in front of me while I did all this BodyTalk work on them. And I just remember that feeling of, oh my gosh, like, I have nothing to say to them. I'm just going to tell them, I'm really sorry, just go home. Like, I've wasted your time. Or, you know, that feeling of blowing you up. But I pushed through all those fears and I pushed through all of those anxieties, you know, and got to a place now of like, well, who am I not to do this? Because I've learned over 3 years that this knowledge is valuable and it's not going to help everyone. You know, I think that's also an important lesson. You can't help everyone and not everyone's going to connect to you and not everyone's going to benefit from you, but it's okay. Like, you focus on the ones that you have helped, or you focus on the good that you are doing or the changes that you are making within yourself and your clients, because it's a simultaneous kind of process, I really think. So those are my challenges, I guess, working, you know, in a nutshell, just working through that self-doubt that caused a lot of fear and anxiety and just holding your head up high and pushing through. And what I've learned that also helps getting over that is that self-care and, you know, nurturing yourself as well during this whole process, and having a support system, which is very important as well.
A support system.
You can talk to, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Of friends, family, or other life coaches, or
other BodyTalk practitioners. I think if you know, I have to niche it down to that. Just because sometimes you pick up stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. I imagine this isn't real. And you can phone them up and they can double check you and they'll be like, yes, it is. And also when it comes to client confidentiality, like, I can't really go and talk to family and friends because like my client stuff. And even if it is another BodyTalk practitioner, we cannot mention names, but we can connect on some level, you know, just not all the time, but just sometimes you just need that. You're thinking on the same wavelength, so you can discuss things or discuss new topics or things that you've learned and go through it together to get a better understanding, or, you know, I'll even practice on some of the other BodyTalk practitioners we work on. So we'll go to each other for sessions and
that's important.
There's like something to learn, you know, from someone else. They'll work completely differently to how I work, even though it's the same modality.
It makes sense. So, all right. So look, if you were going to sit across from, and you are, another potential life coach, another potential BodyTalk life coach or practitioner, someone thinking about joining the industry, what would you say? Like, hey, these are musts. Like, you got to do these 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 things as a life coach.
So I think for me, just this is what I do. My number one thing is setting your intentions right before every session. And that is the intention to help, the intention to be like objective, and the intention to work to the best of your ability in helping the person in front of you. And then my second most important thing is to really, again, that self-care. You know, for me, it would be learning how to put up a boundary in terms of not taking on your client's pain and hurt, because that's not going to benefit anyone. And, you know, there's a very subtle difference between, someone called it an empath, where they take on everyone else's stuff. And the subtle difference is you can never really turn that on, because you're always going to feel for everyone. You're always going to be connected out to other people's emotions. But what you can do is learn to give it back. And you're not being cruel and you're not being uncaring by doing that. You're just having the realization that they're going through what they need to go through, and it's not for you to take on or take away or make better. You're just there to assist and help. And with that definition and with that intention of really focusing on helping them, I think it just gives you a solid foundation from which to work with, which is important, you know, because, yeah, and I think that those would be my two takeaways.
Yeah, those are extremely important. Extremely important. So if there are some people out there that are going, you know what, I want to check this BodyTalk thing out. I really connect with Sarit and what she's saying. Where can everybody find you?
So everyone can find me on Facebook. My Facebook page is sarit.bodytalk, and it's called Core Health. And I've called it Core Health because it gets to the core of your health. And, I also find that if anyone's afraid or they're not really sure if it's for them, I'm so happy to meet them over Zoom and chat to them about it further and further explain how it all works. And then they can decide from there if it is a modality for them that can help them. And
I know the answer to this question, but are your sessions only in person?
No, so they're not only in person. See, this is where it gets all weird. They are in person and also not in person in terms of distance sessions. So again, that emphasis on where your intention goes, energy flows. And with BodyTalk, we're working on an energy system. And when I'm focused on the person, it doesn't matter if they're sitting in front of me or they're sitting miles and miles away from me in a different country, because my intention's on them, my intention is to help them, and my intention is to balance them. And people feel the shifts and the changes while I'm working with them. People that have had maybe Reiki sessions and a lot of different of these sessions can actually feel the shifts, and it's quite fun working with these people. They'll be like, well, what are you doing in my stomach now, or what's going on with my lower back? So yeah, that's the great thing about BodyTalk. It doesn't have that boundary. So you're going to feel the benefit whether you're in front of me or in another country.
So anyone, anywhere, anytime can come to you, and do you offer a free session at all?
Yes, I suppose I can offer a free session if someone wants that.
I'm just asking what you want to offer. Maybe, for me personally, when I was taking clients, now I stopped taking clients because I'm focused in other areas, but I offer a 20-minute session, for example, to make sure that the energy's right, to make sure that there's a good connection between myself and the potential client. And if there isn't, then I go, I know this lady named Sadet in South Africa, and I really want to get you in touch with her, or someone else, another life coach that I think may be a better connection. So so they can contact you.
Yeah. 100% agree. I think it is important. That's why, with the Zoom call, whatever, when we have a chat, that will be part of the session, the free session. It's really important from both sides that this is going to work for you. And why I say that this modality works for you, to understand it, to know the process, and to be willing to commit to it, because it takes work from your side. And that would be, obviously a free call, free session where we can dive in and you can ask questions and I can tell you a bit about how it works, or we can discuss a certain area that's worrying you and how BodyTalk would benefit you, whether it's health issues or anxiety, or that you aren't sleeping properly. It's many of these different issues. And I think, for most people, when they come for BodyTalk sessions, when traditional medicine hasn't worked or traditional psychology hasn't helped, and there's something there that's blocking them and they can't quite put their finger on it, and there's a frustration. So for sure, it's important to set up a call first before you commit to sessions,
Absolutely. I believe that also. Well, awesome. I'm really glad that you took the time to help connect with others via this platform. I hope that this was beneficial to other people. Any parting words, Sadet?
Oh, thanks so much, Dave, and thanks for organizing this. And I hope it does reach out to people that we want to help. And I know you're so committed to helping others, and that's your passion and your drive. So really well done for putting all of this together. And my parting words, I guess, is your body's not a handbag. Start paying attention to what it's trying to tell you. It has so much wisdom and so much information, and it can give you so much valuable insights into who you are and what's going on for you, in this world and what we're experiencing.
Body's not a handbag. Absolutely. Well, everyone, thank you for tuning in. This is the first of, I think, many videos that we're going to do here on the Unlimited Potential Network YouTube channel. Thank you to Sadet for taking the time and sharing with us BodyTalk. You'll see a link here to Sadet's information, so you can contact her directly if you're a potential life coach, or if you're someone that may be exploring some alternative medicine for some things that or alternative ways of healing, I should say, for anything that you'd like to do physically or mentally. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And because you're the first. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I gave you my heart.